No face in history has been more talked about than Michael Jackson's.
They say things like you've had implants in your cheeks.
Oh, God.
You've had a dimple made in your chin.
Please,
you've had your lips enlarged. None of it's true.
None of it's true. They lie. I've had no plastic surgery on my face, just my nose.
Are you honestly saying that you've only ever had one operation?
Michael was trying to erase something off of his face.
Why is that so important? That's not important to me. The color of your skin is obviously different than it was when you were younger. Are you bleaching your skin? Is your skin lighter because you don't like being black? I have a skin disorder.
You talked about how when you went through adolescence, you had a terrible time.
We make you strip nude first. You flipped all over your face, your back, everywhere.
Harm Michael for what? I have no reason. That's my son. I love him.
Jackson suffered mostly second-degree burns and one small third-degree burn to the back of his head.
What does that do to someone?
You want to die. I would have been happier wearing a mask.
The way you look. Where does it come from?
Oh, God. It's pretty embarrassing.
On the 27th of January 1984, in front of hundreds of cast and crew members, the biggest star in the world caught fire. It was supposed to be a television commercial, a performance. It was supposed to last an afternoon. But as the pyrotechnics ignited too close, Michael Jackson's hair caught fire. He didn't notice at first. He kept moving the way he always had, the way he'd been taught. Then, the crowd started screaming, and Michael went down.
The scene was wild as hundreds of fans tried to see Michael Jackson as he was carried into a Los Angeles area hospital with second and third degree burns on his scalp.
At the time of the accident, Michael seemed untouchable. The world had never seen anything like it.
Not since Beatlemania has any artist enchanted the world like the 25-year-old phenomenon from Gary, Indiana. Clearly, no superstar has permeated our lives quite like Michael Jackson.
Thriller has been topping various record charts, so it should come as no surprise that Thriller is #1 on Billboard's chart of most successful pop albums.
Thriller was an amazing piece of work. Like, everybody loved it. And it just got bigger and bigger.
He exploded. Everybody wanted a piece of him. Everyone wanted to see him.
We love you! We love you, Michael!
Michael Jackson's Thriller is now the highest-selling solo album in the history of recorded music.
The #1 artist in the world!
I mean, it's like a natural for you. You have something within your records that everybody just loves.
Boy, I couldn't say. I just created it, and I'm honored that the public enjoy what I do. I couldn't explain why, the anatomy of why it happens.
There's a formula?
Not that I know of. It's my heart. I put my heart in it.
Where do you think the gift came from?
God.
Hello out there, my name is Joe Jackson. All these up here is the Jackson family.
Without a doubt, one of the most popular singing groups in the entire world.
Their first 4 songs broke historical records.
How would you say the audience reacts in most cases?
How they react?
Yeah, like last night.
After a while.
They became so successful so quickly that none of us were prepared for it.
Mega hit of a family that he brought up.
The world was in awe of how Joe Jackson had turned his entire family into a musical empire. But what they didn't see was how Joe pushed his sons relentlessly. Michael's entire childhood was spent on the road, in studios, or on the stage. Even when they weren't on tour, Joe would move the boys into a local motel, just to keep them in the touring mindset and make sure they never forgot what they were there to do. But Michael felt he belonged somewhere else.
I remember precisely going to Motown Studios to record. And right across the street from the studio was a park. And I could hear the roar of the Little League team. They were playing baseball. And I remember a lot of the times looking back and really hiding my face, crying. I wanted to play sometimes, and I couldn't, you know. I had to go.
Why couldn't?
I had to go to the studio.
Do you think your father was too strict?
Yes.
No, he's gonna kill me. He's gonna get you still worried about that. Well, he feels that he was strict. I'm glad he said it. Now I'll say it, yes.
Joe liked to think of his ways as discipline, but Michael lived in fear of his father. He would stand over them at rehearsals, belt in hand. One wrong move and he would hit them hard.
They make you strip nude first. Your whole ritual, you oil you down, so when the flip of the ironing cord hits you, you just, you flip all over your face, your back, everywhere. And I always hear my mother back, "No, Joe, you're gonna kill him, no."
If he hit me, I would hit him back, which was terrible. And I would run around the house and hide.
Joe's ruthless exploitation of his son had cost Michael something he could never get back.
Wherever he go, everybody's coming out to see Michael Jackson, want to look at him and see what he looks like. And he said he feels like an animal in a cage.
I do all the time. Do you? Well, I shouldn't say all the time, but I'm most comfortable on stage than any place in the world. Being around, everyday people and stuff, I feel strange. I do.
Sure?
Yeah, because they see me differently. They won't talk to me like they will the next door neighbor.
You've always been Michael Jackson on stage. I guess. Yeah, that's true. It's a hard situation. It is. And it's something I have to put up with. It must be hard to have real friends. Yes.
Despite the pain and the isolation, Michael carried on. But after the Pepsi accident, something shifted. Michael began to transform.
It's a lot of talk. A lot of people are talking about it and how foolish he looks.
The look is well, the new look is not too hot.
The latest of the Michael Jackson rumors. Are Michael Jackson and his sister LaToya Jackson actually the same person?
First problem is the sex problem. The problem being we don't know what sex he is.
Michael Jackson's been overhauled more than the Statue of Liberty.
When you think of Michael Jackson, you don't first think, what a great artist, or you think, what a weird guy.
They start creating these crazy stories, making you out to be not normal.
He sleeps in an oxygen tank, often with a chimp, a snake, and an alien.
How do you feel when they call you Wacko Jacko? Where'd that come from?
The term Jacko was Cockney slang to refer to monkeys in general.
You should not say he's an animal. Should not say he's Jacko. I'm not a Jacko. I'm Jackson.
Regardless of the crazy tabloid headlines and unbelievable gossip, there were some rumors he couldn't deny.
How much plastic surgery have you had?
Very, very little. You can count them on 2 fingers.
But even the shape of your face has changed.
No, it has not. I've had no plastic surgery on my face, just my nose. It helped me breathe better so I can hit higher notes.
Are you honestly saying that you've only ever had one operation?
2.
You've had 2?
As I can remember. Yeah, just 2.
But if I look at some of the photographs of you in your adolescence...
Yeah, I changed. People change.
But the color of your skin is obviously different than it was when you were younger. It has caused a great deal of speculation and controversy as to what you have done or are doing. Are you bleaching your skin? And is your skin lighter because you don't like being black?
I have a skin disorder that destroys the pigmentation of the skin. It's something that I cannot help. Okay, but when people make up stories that I don't want to be who I am, it hurts me.
Somehow people don't feel they've heard everything. They want to know, it is a decision on your part some way, the way you look. Where does it come from?
He used to make fun of me. You look so black. You don't look like my child.
God, your nose is big. You didn't get it from me.
What does that do to someone who's going through adolescence?
You want to die. You want to die. People don't stop to think what they're saying sometimes and the effect it can have on a person, you know. And on top of it, you got to go on stage in the spotlight in front of hundreds of thousands of people and just, God, it's hard. I would have been happier wearing a mask.
Michael really only wanted one thing from his father.
I was always trying to be perfect, trying to impress my father. And I wanted him to be proud of me, but he would never say it.
Michael had spent so long searching for approval from one person that he never truly saw what he was giving to everyone else. And on June 25th, 2009, he ran out of time.
Paramedic 33, what is your emergency?
Sir, we have a gentleman here that needs help, and he's not breathing yet.
There is breaking news now. Michael Jackson has died in Los Angeles this afternoon.
Michael Jackson's autopsy report officially confirms he had vitiligo, a disease he came forward about in the 90s, but many remain suspicious.
In the days following his son's death, Joe Jackson came forward.
Why'd you decide to show up here tonight? Is it to pay tribute to your son, to make
sure? Yeah, to show pictures of my son. Yeah, Michael. But I want to make this statement. Marshall and I, we owned a record company called
Ranch Records.
Joe Jackson is organizing events following his son's death, raising money not for one of his son's beloved children's charities, but to build a museum and possibly a casino.
For most of his life, Michael's father was constantly coming to him for money, also with schemes. So you could say that Joseph Jackson was very opportunistic. Even when Michael died, nothing changed.
Suddenly, the world woke up to the reality that Michael had been living in.
Didn't he once say that you were physically, emotionally abusive to him?
I've never been abusive to him. We were terrified of him. Terrified. I can't tell you.
Many people say you can't hit a child.
There's no such thing as beating a kid. You whipped them and punished them for something they did, and they will remember that.
You'll never really hear me say anything bad about anybody except for that man.
Was he as brutal? Joe Jackson, was he? They said that he took a fork and he scraped it on Michael's face when he had acne. Was he really that bad?
He's not a human being. He's the devil.
As Joe was being exposed and the narrative began to shift, people across the world came together.
When confirmation came, fans swarmed to the hospital to mourn their hero, but also to celebrate his life.
1,500 inmates in the Philippines pulled together a brand new tribute to the King of Pop.
Michael Jackson fans have always been committed, and when he died, it didn't diminish at all. In fact, it became stronger.
Spent so much time talking about Michael Jackson's transcendent talents and the impact he left on the world as an entertainer and a philanthropist as well. But given his eclectic behavior, lavish lifestyle, and scrapes with scandal over the years, there are so many questions about what sort of legacy he leaves behind.
Death makes it possible for people to reconnect with what they loved and admired in an artist.
Any person at any point in time loved Michael Jackson.
We lost a legend, and just to have a piece of him is gonna, my children, they love him. The kids love him, but they don't know very much about him. We're gonna keep his music here and keep his word alive.
Doesn't matter what language you speak or what part of the world you're from, you love this man because he shares so much love and talent.
His music is timeless, and as she said, he is a legend in himself. Anybody who creates so much happiness and positive vibes for everybody else has to be honored.
He wanted his music to make a difference. He wanted his music to heal.
I really believe and feel I'm here for a reason.
I like songs that touch the heart and that stay with a person for a lifetime. And that's what's important.
Really deep within, there's a destiny to perform for the people.
And that's what I'm here for.